Well. You're here for one of two reasons. You're not sure about which goalie build you should choose, or you've been watching everybody else's videos, and there's not much explanation to why you should choose a particular goalie build. With this video, we're going to explore whether it's best to choose hybrid, stand-up, or butterfly. Let's get right into it. So the first part of this segment, how we're going to go about doing this, we're not going to go too in-depth to the perks and everything because that's not what we're here for. We're going to go into what I think is the best way to approach where, depending on what level you are, like say you're starting out, which would be the best build for you to start out with. But if you've reached up to like 47 like I have, this is where you would want to start off at. So the first one would be the most common choice would be your hybrid. So with the hybrid, it's a pretty good overall. I did explore all three builds extensively, both on PlayStation and Xbox, because the experience might be different depending on which console you're playing. Crossplay being actually implemented today, we'll see how much that changes. So for hybrid, it's pretty good overall. The only problems I found with hybrid is the fact that butterflying is kind of questionable. Like, you make the save most of the time, but you get these funny little bounces once in a while, especially if you're facing close quarters. Make it snappy. Crease crasher, those three perks are actually pretty good about putting it into the back of the net on a rebound, so that's kind of something you have to look out for. But with the hybrid, you can get pretty good stats. Like, looking at the build itself, it starts off pretty well, giving you pretty high stats for the main parts of your goalie build. The speed's really good across the board there, and then your positioning, you can kind of play around with it to how you feel. Like, if you don't need a lot on breakaway because you're good on breakaways, or you feel like you need a little bit more rebound control, then you have that there as well. I would advise to keep the recovery actually on the low side, so below 90 seems to be a happy place because of how quick your goalie will respond to things in this game. Going above 90 is a little bit risky. With my main build, I do go up to 92, but that's just my preference because I prefer to have that. But just overall, for most people, 90 is a pretty good number. And now let's move on to the stand-up. So the stand-up, from the beginning to where we're at now, it's been very consistent. The only problem I found with this build as well is the rebounds and up-close shots. It's even more apparent that you need to be butterflying early when it comes to stand-up, but when you're playing at a very high level of gameplay, butterflying early is not an option because guys will be smart enough to actually pass it back door, or however they want to go about doing their shot on whatever situation you're in. But the stand-up itself is really great with those high shots and actually seeing the puck. But however, again, just the in-close stuff, it's just not consistent enough. When it comes to like giving out wide shots, giving out big rebounds, the stand-up doesn't have the recovery that you need. As you can see here, the low stats are pretty decent. The high is very good because it is a stand-up. It's more emphasis on the high shots. Speed is okay. You can kind of get with it. You can kind of get away with the fact that it's 86 and 86 and just bump it however you want. Having it above 88 is preferred in my own opinion when it comes to agility or speed. But again, to your own preference. And for positioning, the rebound control, still keep it above 86 to 88, depending on what you want to do. The vision, you'll be able to rack up pretty high once you get your height up. Again, all these builds will be at 6'2", 200, so just how you would be starting out creating the build, and then you just make it however you want. And then with the breakaways, it's really good. So for recover, keeping it at 86 is actually not too bad. I wouldn't change it very much. Lowering it down will actually hinder your guys getting back up. I noticed when you're going down to... Oh, wrong thing. Let's fix that. So when you're going down to 84, just so you can get that 60 SP, that's skill points, it actually makes it really difficult to actually get back up onto your feet and or get to a rebound. If you anticipate the rebound, that's great, but if there is a pass off the rebound to an open guy, that's a better option for the other team. You will not make the save. That would be very, very hard to get to. So as I said, vision's really great. Overall, stand-up is fantastic. Almost edging out hybrid is just the consistency of up-close shots and how a lot of forwards are playing with close quarters. And again, make it snappy. What's that other one? Crease crasher. It makes it very challenging to actually make those in-close saves when you're facing those perks there. I will give a second here so you can see what those perks look like at the very end of the video. So we're going to try to keep this short and sweet. And then moving on to the butterfly. Butterfly was definitely the hardest one to test out. I've tried so many different variations, going 6-3, going 6-5, leaving the low stats exactly where it is, or even bumping down the 5-hole to 87 and then bumping this up. What else did I try? Getting the glove up to 90 because you kind of can, going like here, and then putting on the boost to just up high. Where's high? So like here and here, like going like this. So it's at 90. Speed not really changing much, putting it up to 86 overall, and then with the rebound control and stuff, it isn't solid. And I think the main reason butterfly build really struggles is the fact that the vision is so incredibly low, and there's always traffic, and you're just not seeing the puck. Even with X-ray, it doesn't do a good enough of a job because of the fact that you're not seeing the puck as frequently as stand-up and hybrid. And that's the main thing I noticed, was the fact that your reaction time when facing shots was hindered playing on a butterfly build. No matter how high you got it up, I think you can get it, let's see, with boost, you probably get it up to 91. And I don't think that's good enough for this game. It's just, there's too many variables, and the puck really moves kind of crazy this year. So you really just need to be on top of it. And for myself, the butterfly could be better. It could be better. It definitely needs a rework because it's not able to compete when you're going on to the higher levels of gameplay in tournaments, league play. The butterfly, you do not see anybody using it because of the fact that its consistency is bad, and I would totally endorse that the butterfly build needs to be changed in some way, and it's just not usable. It's just not consistent, and no goalie's going to want to use that. We're here at the end of the video, and you're wondering which build would you say you want to start out with. My opinion would be with the hybrid until... Okay, let me change it. Actually changing my mind. So the build I would use initially would be stand-up, and then you make it however you want. In my experience, going 6-4 and 6-5 both work out well. I would go the 6-4 route most of the time, but when you're playing against really good players, putting it at 6-5 gives you that tad bit of reach, and it does make a difference. And then with your height, your weight, you're going to be going 190. Catch left, right, that's totally your preference. I prefer to go left. That's just been for a long time like that. And then with your different perks, I've seen mixed opinions of using the no timer and X-ray. In my opinion, no timer, if you're reading it, you're saving it. Almost nobody is actually using the gold 1T or the silver 1T perk. It just, if you read it, there's a very good chance you're going to save it. And then, let's see. Was I going to do this? Yeah, sure. Let's continue it. With your perks here, go with the light work. And then we're going to go with the reflex ability stand-up. Just help with those one-on-ones. You'd be surprised how many times the game actually recognizes a one-on-one. Even if it's like just right in front of you, it makes a little bit of difference. That's just in my opinion. Most people will probably go with the no timer route just because you get that coverage from the no timer. Again, if you're reading it, you're going to be saving it. So I think that's kind of a waste of a slot for your superstar ability. With your boost, this is just all preference. Just on whatever you want to make up for your goalie. That's totally your call. And I'll leave you with that to explore. So as I was saying, the stand-up build will be really good for when you're starting out, and then once you get past level 37, when you're getting most of the perks, there's only a handful of perks you'll need at that point, which is the no timer and the butterfly effect. But I feel like you do not need those perks at that point in time, because you should have your goalie stuff kind of down at that point. My build for now is the hybrid, and this is just going to give you a quick look-see to what I would have been using. I've been using this in esports events, League, both on PlayStation and Xbox, and it's its success rate is pretty good. I've been managing above a .82 with the most of that. With tournament stuff, it's a little bit more challenging, but I'm getting the wins, and that's what matters when you're playing goalie. But if you really enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and leave me a comment to what you think would be a great build for hybrid, stand-up, or butterfly. I'm open to interpretations. A little side note, I will be actually posting some gameplay of me actually pre-recording. I decided not to do Twitch because it was just taking me absolutely forever to find a group to play with. But let's get back to the end of this video. But other than that, I will see you next time. Take care.